Just Assalamualaikum, welcome back. Saturday, and today I want to work on pretty much finishing the animation tool. There are a few things I want to add functionality for or clean up, as well as just do the documentation for this and the resource, as they are more likely to be used. And I believe this is a script that's just like, needs it. Start animation and animate.emit signal. Okay, so don't need this. I need these 3 lines for something to be animated. So go add it to the animation list. I named this wrong. Okay. Code it. Don't know what the flying I want for that is. I think let's just leave it like that. And then this isn't fully necessary for it, but I might as well keep it for testing purposes. Alright, so for the tool, I want to make an X and Y component. Let's see if I can do velocity X or velocity X. And then if I go to this resource, add a Y component to it, displacement, make sure it's not 0, time frames 50-50. I just deleted it, don't do that. Run the local scene to test. Velocity X. Capital X. Let's double check velocity is still a real thing. Okay. is real, I think. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. And then how do I get velocity x? If I open the documentation for character bodies, go to velocity. Mm, I think because it's an inherent part of the vectors that it's a different thing. So then how do I clean only one thing at a time? If I want it to be just the x component, I guess I can multiply it by just right or something like that. Vector 0, get velocity. If I multiply this by vector dot right, this should give me the x component alone. Okay. And if we look at the curve, you can see that it has y components defined. Let's change this to 50. Okay. Alrighty. But if I do this up, it's going to do one at a time, isn't it? Now, I don't want that to be separate. I want that to be the same. So we have to check the documentation betweens. Parallel makes the next tweener run parallel to it. So then I should go here and go like this, right? So these are separate. Okay. Dot parallel. Run it. Parallel to the next one or parallel to the previous? If I run both parallel, it's just going up. Additionally, the spacing rate part and get velocity here isn't exactly the right thing. And we want to make a velocity x and a velocity y function. So get velocity y is get this dot y. Should also go to a float. Okay. Dot x displacement dot y. If this is equal to infinity, or this equals 0, colon, enter, push error, 0, colon, 0, velocity, 0, or infinity, velocity. And it's facing right, and don't need this. Not all code paths return something. Yep. I don't need this push error, I think. Okay. And then I guess I can go to the animation tool and try to make it here. Get velocities don't work anymore. This is a duplicate. So now if I go part dot get velocity x, the spacing rate is here, comma, part dot get velocity y, vector 2, brackets, run it. That's doing both at the same time. Okay. Can I do that? Hmm. Problem. The smoothing curve doesn't do what I want it to. Go back. Let's go to the resources and do those changes. Let's copy this and then return to when we didn't have all of this. Okay. Now paste this and then run test again. It works like that, which is the incorrect. Try parallel dot parallel dot clean display property. Let's not capitalize that in the resource. Hmm. Oh, your thing was set to. They're set to 50, 50, and 50. Well, no, they should be times down because that's 1. Right now, the X component is just not working at all. Let's see if this works at all. It does, but it's not stopping. What is the value of right? Right is 1, 0. X is 1. Okay, let's remove the right thing and run it. Okay, and now it's not stopping because I removed this line. What? And this is velocity. I spelled it wrong. Okay, stop there. If I multiply this by vector dot down, what do I get? I get down. But right, I get right. Okay. If I copy and paste it, and then down, and run it, I get just down. If I put this before this, do I get just right? Okay. So then, why? It's because one is overriding the other, which is a problem. Okay, I don't know the answer to this solution, or this problem, but I want to get... Is this an option? Nope. Dot. Nope. Is it slash? Set a custom interpolator on a null value. Uh, Character body. I can't change the velocity here. Why? I can't pull the property. Okay, documentation. I don't have a solution, but I know what I want to do. I want to get the subproperty of velocity using the path for velocity, if it exists. So, port the property, I can't seem to find how to use the property velocity dot x. Colon? Okay, is it just a colon? Run it. Okay, let me try capital. Did not work. Yeah, no, it does have that option. It's just why. Creates and depends on subtweener. This method can be used to nest subtweens between this tween allowing for creation of more complex and compressible series. Okay, but it has the ability to do that. Why does it not work? It didn't work even though it probably should. Is it because it's velocity? Actually, let me try this. This real quick. It dies on the next one. Okay, that's fine. Actually, it worked. It worked. Let me comment these 3 lines. Run it. The Y component worked. Okay. Uncomment. Velocity. I want this to be X now. Delete this. Go to the resource and just return underscore X dot X. Okay, run it. Test it. It did both separate, possibly. It did both at the same time while being separate code. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. This allows me to do some more interesting things. Okay. Um, then I want to add to the resource smoothing curve X, curve Y, X, correction X, correction Y. Can I just reuse this curve, this code, actually? Wouldn't it just make sense to go like this? And save the lines here die. Now, because they're not using the property. So now I just run smoothing curve X, comma, correction X. Then in this one as well. Then in here. Then here we want Y. Here. And here. Y. Save. Okay. And since the correction term is only calculated here, it should be fine. If I go to this thing and go to its test curve, animation resource. Okay, let me open the resource. Curve 1, curve 2. Expand the thing a little bit so I know which one's which. Open this curve, presets, constant. That's what I want the X to do. I want the Y to be first the min domain -1. Second, I want something here, 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 here. Yeah. Okay. And run it. Underscore Y. Underscore X. Save. Run it again. Okay. Did not do what I wanted. No, I didn't want to open Steam. Hmm. it to oscillate in the y direction while it's moving. But that requires it actually going somewhere. Right now it's always set up to actually go at the displacement direction. But if I just do it again, test curves, add elements, copy this one, but it's -50. Save. It didn't save the -50 part. Wait, what? Oh, is it because it's the same resource? Make unique. And this one, 50. Okay, now if I oscillate it at like 10 and 10, and I just use a constant instead, uh, save as test curves 2, sure. Add element, add element, add element, a bunch of them. Every other one oscillates. Run them? They're in order. Resource constant. Run it again. Try it again. The first one's moving a lot more than it should. -50, 50. Okay. -50, 50. Negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. And since there's an even number, it should cancel out. But it's not doing that. Why? It's also not going the full distance. Strange. Should the X be before? It's usually how things are. Add element, add element, add element, add element. Backload, test curve 1. Point 5, point 5, etc. Test curve 2. Point 5, point 5. Yeah, that's fair. I didn't actually assign to all of them. Why is the first one moving more than it should? Should this one not be parallel? Cool. Alright. Um, let's not change the X, change the Y's and preset them to ease in and ease out. No, you guys should not be using the same one. This is these out. This is these in. Save. Run it. Okay. Maybe it should be smooth stuff. Sinusoidal. If I can just do the points. 0.5, 1. Okay. And then the same for this one. Can I make my own preset? Run it. Now that looks sinusoidal. Epic. Okay. The only thing now left to change is one, how many there actually are. So this goes up 1, this goes down 1, this goes down 1, this goes up 1, and that should be a full sine wave in motion. Okay, cool. It did not go as I liked it to for the curve on the line. Wasn't as good as I hoped. What's the angle here? What if it's set to 0.5 for these instead? So now they're always moving. Okay. I can't go negative. Can I go the max domain increase its back? Not max domain. Sorry, max value, change it to like 3. Change that. Same here, change the max value to 3. See how that turns out. Closer to the other option that I didn't like. Wait, what if it's just 1? What does 1 do? Not sure. Is it curving correctly? Is it signing? Wait, no, wouldn't it be that the endpoint is... Now, wouldn't this must have curve be what we're looking for here? Isn't that what it's supposed to be? It should be this step. No, it should not be the smooth step. It should be the sign step, right? I don't like that it stops. It like genuinely stops. Let me change it to maybe 5 degrees or something. Right tangent 1, left tangent 1. Negative 1. Negative 1. And 1. I just want it to look good. But I guess it's as close as I can get. Right? Anyways, that's the x and y components with the second curve. Add loop functionality. Um, just do func loop. Wait, I can just have a variable for the loop. So at export for loop. Cool. Does it make sense for the tool to loop, or does it make sense for loop to be a property that's sent? Not sure. Maybe it's this. I just delete all of the tangents and essentially set their values to 0. Or not, or whatever that is. Diagonal lines. Save this one. Review. Delete. 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 Um, Maybe it's supposed to be another curve. Because the vertical change at the midpoint is probably the highest. Okay. I want a good sine curve. Uh, let's do this. Linear, linear, but so right now it's up 50. Yeah, it's up 50, down 50, down 50 again. Okay. Make unique. Change this. Make this unique. Go like that. And then that one is duplicating. Ooh, that was a lot smoother. It's going up. It gets to max speed at the end. No, it should be at max speed first. No, it shouldn't be. Okay, I guess it's just the fourth one that makes no sense. Make unique, make unique recursive, actually. That kind of makes sense. We'll run it. That is smooth. Hmm. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's what I wanted. That is what I wanted. Save as testers 3 and save as testers 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Run it. That's really good. That's really good. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. All right. I understood the speeds of the sine wave. Okay. Now I can have oscillating projectiles, which is neat. Okay. So what I should change this to is comma add property underscore name colon string string name or string? What's the difference? For general because it also string entering. I don't think there is really anything. Animation tool. Let's just keep it a string. Property name. Replace this portion. This portion. Remove this if statement. Unindent this. Delete all that. Put this here. Do this. Unindent. Okay. Now it says get velocity, which is a problem because I believe that will only work for the velocity term rather than the position term. If I, let's say, go to here, comma, put in the string position, I also should go to the animation tool and make sure that it is property name plus str bracket colon x colon x. Oh, this one is y, the other one's x. It's property list, really. Hmm. uh, okay. I think there's a problem, but there's probably going to be an error here at some point. Um, there will probably be some errors here at some point. Okay. I used position, so let's just see what happens when I run it. Note to self, use global position once again. Um, okay. That's changing the global position, which is where there's a problem. This is why velocity was used before. Mm, actually, I think it's just best to keep it to the previous version. Right before I removed that. I keep that. I want to keep the old part. Return this to velocity colon x and velocity colon y, because I would rather not have this break on me. And then these. This one currently does not. Okay. Alrighty. Let's do this for now. Let's do position colon x position colon y. Let's not get velocity, but instead get displacement dot y and displacement dot x multiplied by the int of a bool, so it is facing right, pi times 2 minus 1. This happens before everything else. So if this is a number, or true, it returns 1. 1 times 2 is 1, minus 1 is what we need, which is right. If it's 0, subtract 1, that's negative. Run it. Did I disable the animation thing again? No, this is fine. Uh, Animation tool, animates, okay. Area 2D. Gosh, I hate sometimes them being two separate things. Let me just copy and paste this into a new script. Test underscore thing underscore 2 underscore animate area. This doesn't exist. Quick load. Tester 1. I'll be reading that. And just to run it. Yeah, run it. Connect the signal. Try it again. Double problem? the body one and this one. Run them both. Okay, so that just sets the position. Animates the set position, but not. Yeah, that should be a position. Okay. Let me comment this so I can look on the area as well. Just the area. It teleports and just moves a little, which is not what I want, compared to the projectile, which is just spawning itself and going into position. Okay. There's no velocity property. I'm really annoyed by that. But I guess it's not the worst thing. I could add a velocity property to the projectiles and see if that works. So let's say I add a var velocity func move underscore and underscore slide. What is velocity in colon position? Maybe graphical plus equals velocity, which is a new property. Okay. Uh, let's call this a class underscore name K for now. Go to node. Thing to animate is K. Okay. is, okay, save it. Is AK object, run it. Okay, but if I use velocity, let's go to the thing and divide by 60. And change this to velocity as well. What are your nodes? Your resource. Test curve 1 and 2. 10 and displacement of 50. 10 and 50, 10 and 50. Does it ever reach 50? No. It reached 40 and then... Okay, that's not working at all. It should be velocity plus this. Velocity on old velocity colon same thing. Old velocity plus velocity, and then old velocity equals velocity. Sure. 15. It's going by 15 at a time. After 3 presses, it's at 50? Why are you going 15? 10? And 10, no correction term. Alright. Let me just use the get philosophy. Method property. Restart. Okay, from 0, 0, it goes up, down, and ends 40 afterwards. Okay, let's go to the script. Let's just do 120. It moves 20 and 0-ish, which makes perfect sense for moving 2 resources to the side. Does it fairly move to the distance I want it to? Should get to negative 50. Or close to it. I got to 45. I guess this is like just reasonable, but not good enough. Because there's an offset of like 3 every time. Goes down by 3 every time. Why 3? Which of the character Pylon actually isn't doing that same exact thing? Unindent? No. Toggle comment. Then inspector, this one. Trash everything that's not the first 2, run it, and see how accurate are they to each other. They are in perfect sync, including their offset, question mark? No, they're spreading a little bit apart. It's a few pixels, but it's starting to get noticeable. How many pixels is apart? That's 6. If I do it enough times, maybe we'll see a space between the 2 nodes. Yeah, that is a severe offset. Wow, look at that. That's 10. Holy, that is bad. Okay. Floating point numbers, man. So annoyingly imperfect. Maybe I should make this a float too. No, float makes less sense for this. Correction, correction. It's a vector. Are vectors from floats? Yeah, they're from floats. I guess we can try to make sure all the math is being done in floats. Hmm? Why are you being turned into a float? Point is an integer. The bottom one is an actual number that will cause 4-point in time and frames. So for every number, 0 to 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Correction. The sun is a float. Yeah, no, actually it makes sense for that to be like that. Mm. Okay. This is a little bit I don't like that it's imperfect, like by the pixel. It's a small inconsistency that's annoying, and that I have no idea how to fix. Ooh, the math. Okay. Is there anything else that looks like it might be a problem? I don't think so. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Technically, the projectiles work as is, and I'm fairly happy with it. I wanted to put them together. I may not have to. It's a curious thing. Let me see how I do it in the, I think I just hard code add to the projectile. Okay. I do not remember much. Enable the box. Start the timer, or if it needs to be reset, always reset. And active. If it's active, just keep it going. Right, yeah. Mm. I already made a class for the projectile, so unless I want the complicated thing. Here's the question. Since this is already pre-made and has a bunch of its own functions, would I need to use the get velocity and whatnot stuff? Because we have speed is facing right, and we have things that like fix the facing right issue, facing left. Most of this is kind of just doing it on its own, and it's in the process of the thing. So we reset its own position, we move it to the right direction, we make sure it's on the right side of the player the entire time, whether it's attached or detached. I don't think it's unnecessary to use that if I want it to be animated differently. Like I could maybe change this, and that's it. Um, I could take the animate thing, make a second one, and just make it different for the projectiles, which is also a possibility. Oh, I'm centered on something. Okay. Um, 100%. But I know we can make sinusoidal movement, which is, or was my main goal. I know that these three lines are like my main animation stuff. Wait, did Godot add abstract classes? So dot abstract class 4.5's abstract classes and methods, bringing a feature common meaning and many special function void abstract class. Gosh darn it. Okay. Um, can you get the Go dot page on abstract classes? Seriously? Can I use multiple abstract slash extend one and an abstract? Multiple inheritance is something I want. Class name, damageable, extends node, class abstract, function take damage, class name movable, extends damage, movable, damageable equals damage component dot new, movable component dot new. Multiple interfaces use composition with child nodes instead. Mm, it adds as a child. I guess that's something that would make sense. animation stuff had as a child. Okay. Hmm. Damageable node. Um, but I probably use the at export. Oh, that's right. Exports the animation stuff as the signal animates. That signal tells the tool to animate. Pass from animation. Animation component. Would behavior base make sense? Hmm. Nah. I don't actually think this is useful. Um, is there a way to require a signal to be connected? Yeah, I guess that's fair. Func ready colon Choose to specify columns connected to the signal. And get there to understanding things. Do I change the global or local position? Or no? Based on the projectile? Yes, I use it different for position or global position based on top level. Okay. So then tool for part in part of animation stuff, and then if thing to animate dot is attach you. Why is this thing not giving me the hint? Because I wrote it wrong. And then, okay, for attached to entity position, use the displacement. But plus the same thing, but global position colon x. Actually, I don't need to do this reset, but I reset is done by the projectile. Maybe I'll change that later. Absolute functionality. Times in loop number in loop times indent. It's very nested. And all this. So if it loops that number of times. If it is if this less than 1, set it to or shift or push 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 something. Push error, I guess. Loop times is not set. Correctly. Equal 1 as well as the default. It doesn't get me the components. Okay. Doesn't need a lot of work. Okay, probably still needs work. Okay. Let's do some of the documentation. This is a reset of clean. Looking through the animation resource and making them clean at different for differences or per projectile and layers or entities. Is anything just running as an entity? Can't you abstract this or something? Does something break? Is this something that exists? Yes, it is. Okay. Attack animation part. There is no ready function. Okay. So run it again, see why that broke. Remove that. Run it. Host that is on floor? Is host another value? For which thing? Host is an entity base. To extend this current script, entity base just has a bunch of stuff and a function that's just not really doing anything. Hittable player, hittable player. Test entity. I shouldn't have tried any of this abstracting. Okay, let me undo what I just did because that was a mistake that I really shouldn't have done. Wait, what? Why did you try running that? Why did you even... Oh, this is the wrong one. Yeah, they're just at different speeds. Okay, that works for now. Okay, this should be replaced. This class is to be replaced. Okay. All right. Um, yeah. Atoms of the definition thing. That's the tag manager would call it, wouldn't it? think that's enough for those. The animation should not be so embedded into everything else. Then the attack manager will no longer have any of these, probably. Oh no, just that. From the look of it. Player dot is attacking, and entity base doesn't have is attacking either. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to end it here, and that should be just more things to work through and know that there are problems to fix. This to-do extension is going to help me with all of that. Just finding that some classes need to be replaced or something that needs to be. Uh, I don't think this is actually something that needed to be done. I think these were just good to do. Okay. See if we put here, and then tomorrow I'm going to try to connect the newly created animation tool with the old animation system, or not the old animation system, with the older classes to have it work. And that'll be all. Bye bye.